Want some pizza, Frank? Still 2 pieces. There we go. And let's see, this is Corey Harper and Frank the Barber Almanza at the Foothill BCA's Championship Saturday. We're coming to you live from Golden Cue Billiards over at South El Monte, courtesy of POV Pool. You're watching our Heads Up division. This is the championship match between the Runouts and the Centennials. Runouts were the second seed coming into today, and the Centennials are the wild card team. And the Centennials ended up winning via spot shots earlier. This is a race to 10. However, they're playing a total of 18 games, so it is possible for there to be a 9-9 tie. If there's a 9-9 tie, we go down to spot shots. The last game ended, I think, with a score of 10-6? 10-6 or 10-7?
No, it was 10-7.
10-7. So we didn't get to see the spot shots in the last round. But this is the championship match, so the winners take home the trophy and the largest prize money. Second place just gets the dough. And breaking the balls, that was Rafael Bugatpa of the Runouts. And looks like he made a ball on the break. We've still got a couple of matches in progress from our other division, the big track division. They're getting pretty close to finishing up. Once the table frees up there, we'll have the third place match between the Railbirds and the Road Players. And that was Vivu shooting, so that's Rafael's opponent from the Centennials. Now, I thought these snooker players liked small pockets. Guess not.
They're just not used to that big cue ball.
No.
With this ball being frozen, it could be a difficult hit.
And even if you hit it, just to make it a good hit, you got to hit it real thin.
Right, because if you hit it full, and even though it looks like something hit a rail, maybe not.
Right. Looks like he didn't touch the ball at all. So he gave up ball in hand. We're a full house in here now, huh?
Absolutely full.
Yeah. As soon as we finish up a couple of these matches from the big track division, we'll give a couple of the tables back to the house. They've got a line of folks waiting to play in here. As we are coming to you from the action room at Golden Cube Billiards. The action room's in high demand. 6 gold crown tables with some seating against the wall that can accommodate a good 50 people or so. And now V's on 2, isn't he? He missed the kick on the 1, and then he just missed that ball. I don't remember if I'd seen him make a legal hit.
No, you're right.
So I think he's on 2. But see now, Rafael, being one of the newer players of the league, I don't know if he's even aware that there's a 3-foul rule. Of course, his teammates would be, but they're all kind of not paying attention at the moment.
Right, yeah. But you know what? The way the table is set, 3 fouls would be most unlikely. With just a few balls on the table, and they're all spread out like they are.
But wouldn't you hate it to be something you forgot to say? You know, just if you end up turning the table over, if you forgot to say that somebody's on 2 and they scratched.
Well, the scratch would probably be unlikely if they knew that you'd been warned that you were on 2.
Right. Right.
You'd probably take a different selection.
Yeah. And there's no coaching in this league or in this division. The only thing is that as Rafael is at the table, his teammates are not allowed to communicate with him about the game in any way whatsoever. They can't say, you're shooting at the wrong ball. They can't say that was a foul. They can't, none of that. It's just between you and your opponent. But once it's not his turn at the table, if he's off on the sideline, they can talk, strategize all they want. Just when you're at the table, you're at the table alone.
What if you're... I know that this is probably not something that's happening, but what if the teammates have a key word, like to play safe, they would say, "Come on, let's go," or something,
Well, I think you just planted a seed there for us to deal with in the future. They do happen eventually, For all I know, actually, teams might have developed some stuff like that. I mean, you know what? There's some people may not even know, but there's like some grifter sign language even that we use in pool rooms, and there's nothing saying that they couldn't be doing that,
Yeah. And did you notice how well he shot that 9-ball with the bridge?
That was pretty.
Indication of good snooker
background, yeah. I had once told my wife about a couple of different hand signs, that Danny Harriman had taught me. And she says, that's got to be, you guys just made that up. Like, that's not true. The runouts took that game. So the runouts are ahead 1-0. But I was showing her these hand signals, One of them was Tom, one was George. You probably heard about these before, right?
No, I never have.
Okay, so...
Do I want to hear it?
Okay. Well, you're familiar with the brand of cues, formerly the brand of cues and the brand of cases called It's George?
Yeah, sure.
Well, George is, and you've probably heard plenty of people use this, but maybe just didn't realize what it was, but George means that something is good.
Yeah, good, that's George,
right?
Yeah, they would say.
Yeah, and Tom means that something is bad. Okay, and there are hand signals associated to this. So if something is Tom, if something is George, you kind of pat your chest like this. This is George.
Yeah, okay.
If something is Tom, you kind of brush your shoulder. Let's say if you're brushing away some dandruff or something like that, that's Tom. So the way that it's used is in a hustle, you're on the road with your partner. Your partner goes into the establishment before you do to go, see what the action's like or lay something down.
Scope it down.
Yeah, you come in later on, just floating in. You don't know each other, and you just kind of glance over at them, and ideally your partner is in a game. Well, your partner's going to signal to you whether it's a good game or a bad game. And if he's patting his chest, it's George. That's a good game.
Go at it.
Yeah. And if it's Tom, well, bad game. And then who knows, maybe you as his road partner got to work out a way to get him out of the game or something,
Yeah.
But these are communication hand signals for the road man. And Danny Harriman's who taught me this, and I had heard about this stuff before, but I didn't know any of them, but Danny taught me that. And damned if I haven't seen it before. Once you know about it and you look every now and then you see it. But this is definitely an old school. I thought you would have known this for sure.
I never
Frank.
heard of it. No.
Well, you were a working man too much.
Well, no, because I always played on the square. That's why.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I always did too. Can't make any money like that. But yep, George and Tom.
That's. I gotta remember that. I'm gonna start watching the players now as they walk around the table. See.
It's mostly guys that are going to be coming from the Midwest and the South.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like I think we have a winner in our big track division in the championship match, and that's Team Feltfish, captained by Michael Boris, co-captained by Brian Allman and Alex Liu. It looks like they won. They beat Savon, who was the #1 seed.
Okay, now that division is called the big track.
Big track, yeah.
Why is that, or is it just the name that you picked up? Because I know the big track's the big table. And
Exactly,
the small track.
because we
Okay.
play on 9-footers.
Oh, okay.
We used to have a bar box division. Well, that's because it's on a little one. You know, this is our heads up division just because there's no handicap. We call it heads up.
Okay.
We got all kinds of little names in storage for the next divisions, you know.
Feltfish won, Savannah took second. Third place match is still going on.
Okay. Yep, so Feltfish is confirmed as the winner. And Savon took second place. The third place match is still in progress between It's All About Nationals and Great Balls of Fire. You know, when we were creating this thing, we got to come up with names for whatever it is we're doing, right? So, you know, I've got some archives of billiard literature that I can go through to keep things in the right spirit, you know. Because I notice everybody else names divisions after people and all this other kind of stuff. Well, okay, that's been done. So let's name it after a little something different, and kind of going back to some of the core roots of this wonderful game we all love. So we got some creative things coming. You know, like, well, the Moscone Cup, that's been done. So now we've got the Fast Eddie Cup. And what's next? Some good stuff.
Well, we got a little defensive battle going on here.
And with the Feltfish match and Savon match being completed, we're going to go ahead and get started the third place match for the heads up division, and that's the Railbirds versus the Road Players. Yeah, we want to maintain the color of the game. Well, that was a nice shot there, huh?
A little hard, but it was a nice shot.
Confident stroke. Well, he opted for some defense there. I think he might have actually been better off shooting that 6-ball underneath the 9 in that corner pocket. Another nice stroke there.
Nice shot.
He's on a 7-9 combination if he wants it.
I don't
But
think I'd like that.
you know, it looks. I don't know. It kind of looks on. Like if he makes that 7-ball comes out a little bit towards the middle of the table.
Well,
Cue ball floats the other way. Shoot the 7 in the.
well, for my liking,
left
the
corner.
9-ball's too far away from the pocket, 7-ball's too far away from the 9, and it's not straight in. Cue ball's got a little angle.
He called it.
For any one of those 3 reasons, I don't like
He
it.
called it. So what are you gonna do? Duck behind the 9-ball?
Well, there's a lot of safeties you can do here.
He could pull the cue ball behind. He could have pulled the cue ball behind the 8, I guess.
Yeah, there was a number of safeties there.
So I like the way he hit it, but he just needed to float the cue ball forward.
Yeah.
So now he's tree
He's
hook.
still all right, actually. I wouldn't mind being in this position.
Well, he's shooting over that 8.
This shot has more chance of being missed if he's trying to position the 8-ball for the side. I would just make the ball and let the
Right.
cue ball run.
Yeah, just play to make it. Looks like that's what he did. And you know what? That ball got in a funny position.
It's just bad luck, you know. That's not something you can foresee. I'm sure he was thinking he knew he was coming towards the 8-ball, but it didn't have to hit it like that. How you play this, Corey?
Rip it cross corner.
That's a sellout too. No, you know you have a full railer on the 8-ball to get it safe to the short rail, and then that
And
way
hit it
you-
with a high ball
and the high ball, the cue ball over to the other
to the
short
middle.
rail.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The 8-ball went the path that you suggested, but he was trying to make it.
Hit the cue ball, he didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't
if he had
high ball
followed
it.
the cue ball, exactly what you said would have happened. But he was playing to make that ball cross
Yeah, he
corner.
was.
He got away with it
He
a little
got
bit.
away with it, yeah.
Congratulations. Good job. These are live. Hey, banked this ball right in? Man. This is the enigmatic Rafael Bugatti. New to the scene. Looks like he called this ball in the corner. He's gonna cut that thing in, or kick cut. And that's what he did. Very nicely done. So Rafael scores another point for the runouts. 2-0.
See the 10 patches back up.
Yeah, Rafael ended up banking that 8-ball straight
I saw
back.
that bank, and then I saw him cut that 10 ball.
Yeah.
In. 2 great shots.
Yeah. Yep, we got Timmy back up. It looks like Tim's opponent's going to be Miguel. I like that. That's entertaining. Now, I mean, I don't know how often that break shot's going to get the dough. Probably not often enough, but that's entertaining.
Does he have a shot here?
I don't think he does.
Side pocket's the only place he can cut it in, but that's a wild cue ball.
Yeah, I'm probably looking to play safe from here.
Maybe he's playing it past the 9 ball.
If it goes. Yeah, it looks like it goes. Nice shot.
Oh my goodness, he's in good position
Yeah,
here.
it's a lovely little out now.
I was talking to Tim in between matches, and he was telling me he wasn't satisfied at all with the way he played his last match. So maybe he's coming out firing now. It looks like he's going to have to get on the other side of the 5-ball.
Well, I mean, a player of his potential, of his caliber potential, probably isn't going to be satisfied too often.
No, that's true.
That was a nice shot, actually.
It was. You just got to make this one here. That was nice on the control.
I wonder if some of the difficulty for him, too, since he hadn't been playing much in a long time, and then now he's playing with this Q-Tech versus, I'm sure, before he was playing with his own Q, the performance is vastly different. So he's kind of got to get used to how these things work. You know, the aim spots are different with all the low squirt shafts and stuff. Yeah. Like, I remember Jimmy Wetch had quit playing, and Jimmy started playing again just for the IPT tour, but he said that he told me he wouldn't have even bothered to come out for that if it weren't for the Predator shaft, because somebody gave him one. He started hitting balls with it, and he goes, wait a minute, this thing does, you know, some things that he was looking for, because I guess he felt like you know, his competitive years were done. He didn't want to play anymore, and
so it gave him revived interest in the game. He was able to do things that he wanted to do with it. Yeah,
right.
That's great.
Some of it, I think, is maybe not having to practice as much either. You know, the ball's squirting around all over the place. Well, you got to be in stroke for a lot of stuff. But those other shafts, you point and shoot a little bit more.
Yeah.
But man, Jimmy Wedge. Do you remember watching him play over at the when we were out at the Venetian, the IPT tournament?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I felt like, I mean, you know, 95% of what he's shooting at, I'm like, he's spot on. His choices. Very smart player. And it looks like Tim got through that rack. And we're looking at the runouts with 3. And let's see, 3-0, eh? Centennials haven't gotten on the board yet. Tim, want to mark the game?
No,
Oh, okay,
no,
then
it's
don't
the
mark
other
it.
way. It's 2-1. Right?
Then it's 2-1. Okay, so it's actually 2-1. Centennials have gotten that game. Okay. Well, you're both wearing black. I can't tell the difference. You look the same to me.
Corey, talking about the IPT, you had a great experience playing in that. That was
pretty cool.
An honor for you to play in that day. That was great.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Having to travel all over the effing place just to qualify for it. $2,000 entry fees. Is there anything more fun than doing that? But you know, the best match experience.
George.
Yeah. The best match experience was actually not so much in the big IPT event over at the Venetian. That was pretty cool. But when I had flown out to Salt Lake City and I was playing the qualifier over there at EO's Billiards, which I understand EO's is on the verge, if they didn't already, close down just recently, and that's the pool room that they shot Pool Hall Junkies in. So over there, I'm playing Dan Louie in the finals, and I'm playing pretty poorly. Dan's ahead of me, 8 games to 3. And Dan makes a mistake, and I go ahead and take a break just then, and we were racing to 10. And I take a break just then, and I go into the restroom. I start talking to myself, and I'm like, you did not fly all the way out here to play like this, you know, and waste my damn time, and etc. So I start going through a series of techniques that I had learned on just how to get a little more focused, and I come back out and run that rack out plus the next 5. And put myself on the hill, 9-8 with him, and I don't remember if I broke dry or what it was, but he got up to play again, and he won that game, and now it's hill, and it's his break, and I watch him. I'm studying the pattern that he's playing, or I'm just studying the pattern, and I see him playing the right pattern, the first ball, second ball, third ball. I think it was third ball. And then the next ball, he hit the wrong shot in the pattern to get out. And I sat up higher in my chair. I go, oh, he just made a mistake. And it was a mistake that wasn't going to bite him in the rear end just then. It was going to take 2 balls before he felt the mistake. And that's exactly what happened. And he ended up hooking himself with, 2 balls left on the table or something like that and turned the table over. Okay, I get down there to run all the balls, and I run them all except I'm down to my key ball and the 8. And I got kind of a tough shot on the key ball that I was going to have to put a big stroke on. I swung that ball in the hole, and I got real good on the 8. I mean, real good, Frank, and this is to win the tournament, to win the match, And I couldn't shoot the damn ball. I got down to shoot it, and I was going to miss, right? I stand up. I get back down. I'm going to miss. Stand up again. Get back down. I'm going to miss. I stand back up. I go get some water. I'm still going to miss. And I start laughing to myself, because I remember a story about Dick Lane. There was some tournament that he was down shooting the 9 ball to win whatever tournament it was. And no matter what he did, he couldn't get his head right for the shot. And he was convinced that he was going to miss it. And it was something like 20 minutes before he shot the damn ball. And I said, is that what's happening right now? So I'm laughing to myself. A lot of people are watching. I'm just kind of laughing, and I just wait, And I'm sure people were thinking, oh, that's too weird or whatever, that I'm not just shooting the ball. But I promise you I was going to miss that ball. Until I got down and felt like I was going to make it. And then I pulled the trigger and I made the ball.
Well, yeah, that's being really disciplined,
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we get that feeling, we get that shot there, and we don't go with our gut, and we fire at the ball and miss it.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, if at any point before I actually executed that shot, I had executed a stroke, I would not have made that ball. I was dead convinced that that's what was going to happen, and I didn't fly over there to do that. And I had been in that position where I went ahead and shot enough times, to know better.
Yeah, and it don't work out, and we knew something might go wrong.
Yeah, I did, and I wouldn't have had much of a chance to do well in any of those events. I'd learned quite a bit of 8-ball from you. That there's a mindset, to playing 8-ball that I didn't have. I could make the balls and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't understand what I was trying to do, what to look for and things like that.
If you're not playing a lot of 8-ball, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
And you could have all the other abilities that the game provides for you, like a big stroke, making the balls, and all the other. Yeah. But if you are missing some of the things about 8-ball, then you're an underdog to somebody that knows the stuff about 8-ball. Mm-hmm. Talking about 8-ball, I know that Efren Reyes wound up winning the big jackpot.
It's because he moves his cue ball so good.
Yeah, but you know who's the best player 8-ball that I saw?
I know who you liked. It was Marlon. Marlon Manolo.
Yeah. I watch him play patterns absolutely perfect every time.
He did get in the finals, didn't he, with
so.
Torsten of that tournament. Torsten ended up beating him, I think, but he got in the finals of that tournament. And hardly anybody had heard about Marlon before. And we haven't really seen him since either.
I heard he's a politician now in the Philippines.
Yeah, I think at the time he might have been a pool room owner or something to that effect. But spending look at that. We got a 9 on the snap. That's a winner.
Well, that makes it 4.
Yeah.
4 to 1.
4 to 1. 4 games to 1. For the runouts. But spending all that time that I did with you, learning about 8-ball and the right mindset and stuff like that, that's why I was sitting there watching Dan in that particular moment. I'm studying the pattern choices, because all I'm doing is looking for a chance, because of course it's a big table 8-ball, and as good a player as he is, he's probably going to run out. So as soon as I see that one thing where I go, wait a minute, I'm just following the pattern along with him, right? And everything looks like he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. And then I go, wait a minute. No.
Something
that
inside
wasn't the
of you
right
says,
shot.
I got a chance.
Yeah, that wasn't he should have done this. And then, oh, man, a little bit of extra, life jumped into me. But also, I mean, that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't have taken the break when I did. If I just kept playing the way I wasn't gonna win. That wasn't gonna happen. You know, so you got to change your state of mind. You know, change your state.
Now, the 10 ball doesn't count on the break in this game, right? In 10 ball?
No, it doesn't count on the break. Of
But
course, it counts as a scored ball, so you can keep shooting, but it's going to get spotted.
But in 9 ball, it did count.
In 9 ball, it does count. So we don't like try to bastardize the rules in any way. You just play the game as it is.
Yeah, like it could be, you make the 9 or he makes the 9. It could be either one of you, and you should get credit for it.
And this is Justin Yao that just broke the balls here. Justin is the captain of the Centennials. His team trails right now 4-1. And his opponent's Bob Walden, who had just snapped in that 9 ball. And a reminder, this is the championship match, so the winner of this match gets first place. The runner-up is the second place prize winner. Our division finished up just last week. Was the last week of regular season play. We always follow that almost immediately with championship Saturday. Then we'll take a week off next week, and we'll start back up just after Valentine's Day. This division will start back up on the 15th of February at the Cue Ball in Alhambra. If anybody listening is interested in participating or playing in this division or in our league in general, find us at foothillbca.com or the Foothill BCA on Facebook, and send us a message or email us foothillbca@gmail.com. But if you want to play in this particular division, you have to be put into the draft, and we need to be notified of your interest ASAP, because the draft is 1 week from today.
Now, Corey, let me get this right. When this started, we had the team that's playing right now for the finals that was actually a wild card selection, and they wound up beating the team that was
Number one
actually
seed.
number 1.
Yeah.
Wow, that is.
Yep, that happened. But, you know, like I was saying a little bit earlier, is that the wild card team was actually the team that had finished in 4th position during the regular season. Well, 4th position isn't a playoffs position.
Right,
So they,
yeah.
you know, the only way they could come in was as the wild card.
So in other words, their team was formidable
Yeah.
to compete. Yeah.
Yeah, and as far as the number 1 team would be concerned, the Railbirds, the worst opportunity for them to advance was if this team was selected. And they just so happened did. I mean, we do that selection completely at random. But only, I think, 4 teams were eligible for that wild card spot. So it was, 25% chance.
But the way I see it, that regardless of whatever team would have been selected, that's the wild card. Even if it was like the 5th or 6th or 7th place team that in the league, that they still have a chance in this tournament, because
In this format.
the tension too, and the pressure that the tournament puts on it, kind of equalizes the. In other words, the better players don't put out their best game all the time.
Well, they don't get a chance to build up any momentum, like those streaky or rhythm players or whatever. There's not really an opportunity to do that.
You're only
you're only gonna play 2 games against your opponent. They're gonna be different games anyway, so you gotta kind of make a little mental adjustment, because you're calling balls, you're not calling balls. You don't get to get in that comfortable groove.
Sure, yeah, like as you would if you were playing a longer set, but only 2 games. There's so much emphasis, and then you have your teammates that are watching, and they're counting on you to do the right thing, and so it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. So on league nights, they actually don't play a lot of pool. I mean, a total of 18 games are played between two teams. Only 6 games per player get played, but it's high pressure. Looks like Justin's just considering what kind of safety that he wants to play here. And I don't think he got safe, but I don't know if he got a hook, did he?
You can see the piece of it.
Or just a little piece.
This is a hard one to play safety right back with him.
Yeah. Well, I think it looks like on the adjacent table that the big track division might be finished. I think it might be done. It looks like, oh, maybe not, maybe not. I can't tell. What are they doing? They're playing another game. Okay. I think Great Balls of Fire, if I'm not mistaken, needs only one more rack to take third place. Well, he got safe out of that. Harper. Look over there. Look over there. Yeah. Yeah, the match over there on the big track division is completed. Great Balls of Fire won the third place match. They've got some prize money coming. It's all about nationals. Finished in 4th position. We thank them for their participation and hope to see them again next season. They were the wild card team coming into the big track division. They got an opportunity to play at playoffs and have a good time with all the rest of us.
And you still have raffling to do, huh?
Yeah, we still got the raffling, but people must be present to win. So let's get back tables.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I told those guys last game.
Yeah, but let's kill table 4. Like not use it as a practice table. Right, because the 2 matches are in progress. Table 4 just stop. And then give back 1 and 2.
Are they done on 4?
Yeah, they just finished. And I thought that's what Nancy was telling me. The Great Balls of Fire, they won. Sorry, folks, just trying to communicate some things here. How did that happen? Did he hit the point? Side pocket point?
No, he went, he hit between the 5 and the rail straight on. No, he didn't hit the point.
I thought it caught the point where, sometimes you hit the point and the ball just hugs
Right,
the rail all the
and
way
then
down.
straightens out to the corner. No, that didn't happen there.
And Justin's got ball in hand here, but the 8's tough. The 8's in a real bad spot.
I wonder if he's going to try to move the 8 ball right now. Shoot this 5 in the corner and run and move the 8 a little bit.
That's good shot. I like that. All right, well, he didn't, he decided not to do that. Which means he's going to have to try to do something with the 7 to get over there. I don't like doing that. I would have rather done it earlier when you got ball in hand.
Well, yeah, with ball in hand, you want to do as much as you can with it. And I don't even think he's got a good shot to make the 7 ball.
No, I think he's supposed to go ahead and play safe.
That's not bad.
It looks like he can see the whole ball, but he didn't give him a shot. think he's going to end up shooting from behind the 8 here. Or behind the 10.
Yeah, well, that was
You know, I never understood that phrase, being behind the 8 ball. I understand what people are implying, you know, but you're in a bad spot. But I don't get the logic. You understand?
Yeah,
that
that's
one?
kind of puzzling when you hear that term.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time that it seems like being behind the 8 ball is not good is when
You're not shooting
your
at it, I
opponent
guess.
is on the 8 ball and hooks you, and you still got balls on the table, but
Yeah.
can't see anything except the 8.
Yeah, I guess we'd be guilty of, I mean, from a specialist point of view, it doesn't make any
You're right.
It's a bit puzzling.
You know, it's always been puzzling.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind being behind the 8 ball if I'm on the 8 ball.
Exactly. I don't see it as a bad thing.
But then it might. Wow, nice
Ooh,
shot.
look at that. And he came out of that pretty good.
Yeah, he can make this ball too.
Yeah, he's a little close to his work, but I think shape on the 9's pretty natural. 2 rails out of that corner. It doesn't look like he's got a scratch or anything like that.
No, I think he's all right.
Making the ball, that's the only tough part. Cue ball's naturally just going to come right up for the 9.
Nice shot.
I overcut it a
my
little
goodness.
bit.
Well, I think this is not a bad shot here, though. He's got a good rail first.
Yeah, I think he can make it rail first.
Yeah, and if he doesn't hit that 10 ball 2 rails, he'll wind up with a nice shot on the 9 ball. Yeah, it's fine.
He overspun that a little bit. Oh, that was dangerous how much he spun that ball.
Yeah, that was a little bit.
I think he's okay, though. I think he's okay
Yeah,
to
oh,
make
yeah,
it
he can
and
go
spin
2
2 rails around
yeah.
it. Yeah. So now we're down to 2 matches here to finish out our evening. One is the championship match in front of us, and then the 3rd place match, which is just a couple of tables down. In between, we've got our championship trophy sitting there proudly, awaiting the winner of this match in front of us.
Does that go to the team as and their home location? Or?
Well, the home location is they all play in the same location.
Oh, okay, so
but it goes to the winning team. It's a perpetual trophy.
So every year or every season, you got new names put on it. That's
Yep.
good.
So we've got a number of plaques on the side.
Oh,
Ooh,
what a
what a
nice
shot!
I
Jeez.
clap on that one.
So the Centennials get one more. We're looking at 4 games to 2. The run-out's ahead. But the trophy's got a number of plaques around it, around the base of it.
You put a lot of names on there.
Right. And so the heads-up division, this is our 2nd season of it. Last season's winners, we had them engraved on there. And the winning team will get to take the trophy home. And if, over the next season, if they want to, I don't know, pass it every couple of weeks from, player to player or whatever they want to do, as long as we get that back for, for the next championship Saturday,
Yeah.
which is scheduled sometime in June. I think it's around June 6th, if I'm not mistaken. But then, we'll add some more names to it. So the trophy has, on the front, it's the Fast Study Cup for the heads-up division of the Foothill BCA. And on the sides goes the team name with the captain's name and all of the players' names as well, and which session, etc. That's kind of cool, we thought. And in the future, what we'll do is we'll work out some individual awards. So the winning team not only gets a nice big cup, it's something individually to take home and keep, some sort of keepsake. And so we're just continually trying to build. Just keep building on this whole thing and see, we've got a vision for where we want it to go.
Yeah, who knows how big it can get.
Yeah, I have learned over a great number of years in this game and in this industry that you pretty much got to do it yourself. Whatever it is that you want to happen, you're not going to get anywhere sitting around and waiting for it to happen. a nice little shot down the rail. You got to avoid the point. I can't tell if he avoided the point or not, or just missed it. Those are always tricky, passing the side pocket.
Yeah.
And I used to try to hit those away from the rail, aiming instead of, let's say, to the center of the hole down there, but aim for the point away from the rail. But the ball always, especially if it's an older table or a worn table, it falls into the groove nevertheless. When the ball's frozen, you can't really hit it that way anyway. And if it's either going to hit the point or it's not going to hit the point,
Yeah. No, you have to know the table and to have confidence to shoot the ball, because you really want to just shoot it to the hole.
Yeah.
You don't want to try to compensate, by just throwing it out a little bit and have it come back to the groove and all that.
Yeah.
If you don't know it, then you have no business shooting it.
Yeah, take a different shot, exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't trust it to go in the hole, then you should shoot something else.
Yeah.
That's a nice shot there.
Hard though.
Well, he got a little lucky with the 6-ball, kept him from hooking himself down there at the other end of the table.
But the speed I didn't understand. Maybe he thought he was going to run into balls over there, and he went, in case he ran into them, he wouldn't have enough speed to go through them.
Well, it looks like the aggressiveness of stroke has gone up this match versus the last match.
Yeah.
People are starting to punch the balls in the holes instead of just dribbling them.
Well, I don't know about you, Corey, but I want to see a spot shot contest again on this match. Oh my goodness, almost made the 9.
So the 5-ball looks a little bit funny. I can't
Yeah,
tell if it goes.
I think it's got room to go past
Does
the
it
6
go?
ball. Yeah, plenty of room.
Well, then there's not too much difficult here. Just getting on the floor. He's gonna have to. Well, he was able to pinch it. That's okay. He's a little bit on the funny side of this floor.
No, he's got the right side to go to the rail and come on and get the 5 ball, because he wants the 5 ball pretty straight.
I think he's got to hit it pretty hard to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. He might have got a little bit too much angle where he's running towards the 8 ball now.
Yeah. Confident player.
Well, you can tell that he's been playing a while. He knows what to do and how to hit them. I should have went to the second rail on that one. That would have given him a good angle to get on the 8.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd want a lot more angle on the 7-ball. I mean, now what's he got to do? He might have to play the 8 in the side pocket off of the 9.
Off the 9.
Well, see, he doesn't play traditional pull. He doesn't.
No.
He probably didn't even see that shot that we were just talking about.
I mean, what's more important, making the 8 or keeping the 9 where it is? I'd rather make the 8 ball, and wherever the 9 goes, it goes.
Well, it's not like you wouldn't have any idea where the 9's going, I mean,
Well,
it's going up towards the corner.
One thing is staying on the table, and if it doesn't, good for you. That's a tough shot here. Another tough shot.
They're starting to congregate over in this corner here. I'm going to break them up over there. Hey, you guys, can you move out away from the table? Yeah, we had quite a little group there congregating in the corner, getting the crowd in the championship table a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes something like that disturbs the players, even though the players may not mention it or say anything about it, but
Right.
it does disturb them.
Right. And we're trying to create an environment where, they don't have to deal with things like this. Your matches are done. Thank you very much.
And I think
To the stands with you. All right. Thank you. So, okay. All right, so he's going to end up winning this game anyway.
yeah.
All right, and the runouts pick up one more. It looks like 5 games to 2.
5-2.
Boy, the Centennials, they're not putting up quite as big of a fight as I thought they would.
Well, they've had their opportunities on a couple of these games here to make it a little closer. So each player has 2 rounds for each player in this format, unless,
2 rounds.
I mean, each
No,
play-
3.
3?
Because each player will play the other 3 players one time.
So there's
like-
3 on a team.
It's 3 on a team.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Total 18 games, six games apiece. Oh. Now, you know what? Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention, but I didn't hear him call that. Or see him point or anything like that.
I didn't either, but I wasn't paying attention. Well, if they've been playing in the league and all that, they know they need to call it. I'm sure you have to call it.
And to reiterate, we're refereeing upon request. So if somebody hasn't called us over to keep an eye on a shot or anything like that, then it's between the players. Although if an issue comes up and it's simply a matter of reminding what the rules are, I mean, we're here, we'll enforce the rules. And as much as possible, I try to educate these players that are playing 10 ball that, if obvious shots, of course, need not be called, just like as in straight pull or even call pocket 8 ball or whatever, but there are what's obvious to one player isn't necessarily obvious to another. And I tell them that, there are a few things that I automatically consider not to be obvious. A kick shot, a bank shot, or a combination.
What about a hanging combination?
No,
The ball's
it's a
hanging,
combination.
And the next ball's right next to it.
Is it still a combination?
Yeah.
Then it's a
Well,
combination, which means call it. You know what I mean? Because I have heard an argument before where ball's hanging, another one's near it, and of course, that seems obvious to the whole world, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I officiated a tournament like that, and matter of fact, it was
Was it Rodney?
no Manny Chow was shooting, and he's got a 6 ball was hanging and 2 balls right next to it, a couple inches away.
Yeah.
And he shoots it, and he didn't call the combination, so they called me over to interpret it because he called the foul. So I come over, and I had no recourse but to say that it was a foul if he didn't
I'd
call
agree.
it.
I completely agree. I think that's the right call. Because, in the interpretation of the rule, or the understanding spirit of it even, that if any time you involve anything like if an object ball is just going directly to a pocket, I understand that's
Yeah.
obvious. But if it has to go, in any other course, make contact with another ball, with a cushion, anything like that, it's, in my opinion, it's no longer obvious. So just developing
Well, you
the
have-
habit to just call the damn shot. What skin is it off anybody's back
course.
to call it?
On that situation I was just telling you about, when Manny shot the ball, and they called me over, and I did give him an out. I asked him, "Did you call it?" And he said no.
He could have said yes, obviously, yeah, but said no. Well, fessed up. Okay,
Yeah.
then it's a foul. Then it's a foul. But any kisses, anything outside of the norm, which I would call a combination outside of the norm. Now I would never go like, well, this combination is okay, but this one isn't. They're just all, you got to call them,
Now, Corey, if you were playing in a situation like that, and you have that hanging 6-ball and the 2 balls,
I'm calling it.
No way, and you're playing a real good friend of yours.
I don't care. What difference does that make? What after we lagged or flipped it up or whatever, what difference does that make?
Where's war?
Well, if there's ever a
Oh no,
man,
that's such
that's
a great
tough.
shot, yeah.
he had a nice stroke on that ball, and he conceded the 10 ball. But yeah, actually, am I gonna call a foul on my buddy because he didn't call a hanging combination?
Would you?
That depends on how I feel in the moment. But
Your buddy may not be
still
your buddy
declare,
anymore.
and you know what? If I don't know, if my buddy doesn't understand that he should have called the damn pocket, maybe he's not bright enough to be my buddy.
I guess it all depends on how important it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I had a match one time. I'm playing up in Port Angeles in Washington. And I travel quite a ways to get there. And it's a double elimination tournament, and we're on the winner side, and I've got like 5 games winner on the winner side. And my match at 7 o'clock. And I show up at 7 o'clock, and I'm ready to play, and my opponent's not there. Time goes by, maybe a half hour or so. At 20 minutes, I think they give him 1 game loser, and then at the half hour, he lost the match.
Okay.
So they gave me the win. Okay, so now that was my last match for the day, and winning or losing that game was like $500 difference. So I ordered myself a scotch and water. I'm sitting in the stands and I'm sipping.
Celebrating.
Now my opponent comes in at about 8:30. And
again, your match was at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and he's looking around, and people are talking to him, and he's all puzzled, because I guess they're telling him that he forfeited. So he goes to the tournament director, and he said he misread the board. He thought the match was at 9 o'clock and not 7 o'clock.
Tough.
Well, now the tournament director,
His friend, I'm sure.
well, he says, well, Frank the Barber's over there in the stands. If you go talk to him, if he wants to play the match, then you can play it.
I think that's horrible
So-
already.
Yeah, because they shouldn't put it up to me.
The match is over. No.
Anyway, he walks over to me. He says, hey, Frank, they said we can play the match or something. I looked at him. I said, would you? He just turned around and walked away.
Yeah. Well, actually, you gave a good retort to his question.
And I know he wouldn't, because I know the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I just learned something from you there. That's what my retort's going to be next time, because I know what my retort's been in the past, and that creates more problems. But still, if the match is called, and that's been a pet peeve, certainly of mine over the years, is that in tournaments, when a decision is made, it's made. There is no going, well, what if the guy wants to go ahead, and who's running the tournament, you or them,
Yeah.
You make a decision, the decision is what it is, and then we all move forward, and if somebody doesn't like it, well, that's life.
Well, I'm reading recently on, I think, AC Failures or something, where Oscar Dominguez forfeited a match. Or rather, he had a forfeit to him, but then the
In the
opponent
finals
showed
or
up
something.
and he lets the guy play. And then he loses the game, the match.
Okay.
And people say, well, I mean, being a nice guy is great and all that, but,
Right, but he
sometimes
sets
you
a
can be too
precedent,
nice.
and he's also setting a precedent, which he
Right.
doesn't maybe isn't maybe taken into consideration. Is that if
Yeah.
that's his tour, he's the operator, essentially the head, the director, right? Whatever, he's setting a precedent now for later.
Yeah, and now this,
Even if it's his own personal match or whatever. Well, now other people are going to say, well, hey, you guys did this or that. Why can't I? And he's not going to be able to enforce anything with
yeah,
that.
see, well, this was a match at the Derby City just recently here in the last.
Oh, I thought it was in his own
No,
tournament.
it wasn't his
Oh,
own
okay,
tournament.
this was at the
So,
Derby. Okay.
but the thing is that
Nah.
once the decision has been made,
Yeah, it's over.
then the tournament director should not put it on the player to decide whether they should play or not, because, like you said, it sets a precedent.
Yeah, it's over.
The match is done. It's over with. Even if you say, "Hey, I want to let him play." No, sorry. It's
No,
over.
no, it's over. Decision's been made. I've moved on.
Yeah.
And I had a similar experience at Derby City Classic. I only went out there and played out there a couple of times because I really got kind of fed up with the format that they had. But and Frank, in 20-something years of pool playing and tournament play, I had never forfeited a match in my life. And I had a match, let's say, at 9 a.m., and I woke up at 9:05, and they had a 15-minute grace period. And this was when it was at the Executive West, and the Executive, there was the Executive West Hotel and the Executive Inn. They were across the street from one another. I was staying at the Executive Inn. No, I was staying at the Executive West. My match was at the Executive Inn. It was across the street. This was a bar pool tournament. And, the day before I had won a big match against a good player, and I'm definitely gung-ho about playing in this tournament. But I don't remember how, but I woke up, late. Didn't hear my alarm or whatever it was. And it's snowing outside and all that business. And I go, 9:05, holy shit. I get dressed as fast as I can, grab my stuff, and I run. I run across the street. I get across the street, it's about 9:13. And I get to my table, my assigned table. And I'm looking around, and I ask people if they were my opponent, whoever's there. And everybody says no. So I go, well, where's my opponent? Because I've got I've got till 9:15, right? And as I'm standing there looking for my opponent, and like I said, I'd already asked around, I hear an announcement over the PA that says, if you are not at your match table, right now, then you have forfeited your match, okay? And I was at my table to hear that message. My opponent wasn't there, so I said, well, shit, I guess I won by forfeit, So then I go ahead and wander over to the tournament desk to report my match, and the guy says, huh? And I said, oh, well, I was over there, for my match. And they said, my opponent's not there. And he said, oh, this is your opponent right over here, or somewhere over there, who was coming to report me as forfeit. And I said, no. I said, I was right there even to hear your announcement. And so they had already, what had they done? They go, okay, well, here's your sheet to go play the match or whatever. And I said, okay. So I wasn't at that moment thinking that I was getting a forfeit anymore, that the guy was there just, I said, that's fine, let's go ahead and play the match. So they hand me the reporting sheet. I go to the table, and I look behind me, and the guy's not following me. He's over there pleading his case with the tournament director to forfeit me.
Oh, wow.
And so, okay, I go back over to the damn table and said, like, what's the problem? And the other guy's trying to plead his case on forfeiting me. I said, I don't even know what's in question, because before you even made the announcement of forfeits, I'm standing right at the table, Well, it turns out, of course, who's this guy that I'm playing? He's some sort of a friend of the tournament director or whatever it is, and that's, oh man, Justin.
You know, he put a little inside on that. That's
And
why he missed that.
should have been an outside.
Yeah, that's why he missed
To
it.
throw it in the hole. Boy, and that's a pretty devastating
What a
shot
big
there.
match.
That's
Wow.
now it's 7-2. That was a big game. That was a big game.
It was.
But of course, so anyway, the tournament director goes ahead and changes his mind, decides to forfeit me. And I said, I go, are you serious? You've lost your mind? you know, for one, in my defense, not only was I at the table before 9:15, but I was there to even hear the thing, right?
Yeah.
And he had already handed me the score sheet saying, go play the match. So he had made a decision
Yeah,
that we're
was
playing
good
the
right
match.
there. That's it.
And this guy, his buddy, talked him out
Bleeding.
of that decision. Yeah. And I said, you gotta be shitting me. Oh, well, this guy, that guy. I go, what do you mean this guy, that guy? I was there before the cutoff. I go, I don't even know what you're talking. I go, if anybody wasn't there, he wasn't.
So did you plead your case after that?
Yeah, and it went nowhere. Falling on dead ears, So I said, well, I go, you know what? You can just kiss my ass with this tournament. You just go ahead and forfeit me out of the whole fucking thing. Because what do I want to, anything do? I hated playing on bar table anyway, honestly. But
Hey, that's my cup of tea.
I know, but I had had a real good match the day before. I beat up on Mike Davis a little bit, and so I was feeling like, hey, maybe I could do something with this tournament, But so anyway, and to top it all off, at the time they were coin-operated tables, right? So you got to go over and get your dollars out of the machine. And so I had $20 worth of these things, for the match. And now I'm not playing in the bar box, so what the hell do I want with these coins? So I go to take them back to the cashier at the tournament, and they won't take them back. I said, what do you mean you won't take them back? What do I want with these things? And I was getting really hot. I go find Greg Sullivan, and I tore him a new. He reaches in his pocket, give me $20 for it. But that's the last time that I went to that tournament, because that's a special kind of format out there, and it's not what I'm going for.
Yeah.
I like the rules, If I know the rules, I observe them, But man, that's that thing.
Well, if he makes this ball and gets on a 6 ball, I think this game is over.
Where does he shoot the 6? Inside? Yeah. I need some bounce there. Need some bounce.
Got a corner.
And I don't know if it still works like that out at that tournament, but that's the way it used to be when it was actually in Louisville. Is they had 2 hotels. They had all the 9-footers in one hotel, and then they had a lot of 7-footers in another hotel. So you didn't just have the Banks, the 1-pocket, and the 9-ball. You had Banks, 1-pocket, 9-ball, and a series of bar box tournaments in the other rooms, or in the other hotel. So there was a lot of stuff that you could do. Straight pull challenge, a carom tournament, a lot of stuff going on.
Good speed.
Mike came up just a tickle short, but I'm sure he
He's
can manage
fine.
it.
Yeah, he's okay. Again, corner pocket or side pocket.
Side pocket. This one I'm going to the side, because if I play it in the corner, I'm stuck on the rail.
That was another chest. He's going to the corner.
I mean, I know I'm not playing much anymore, but I still know that.
From that angle, the side pocket was
Right.
bigger, too.
Right, exactly. I agree. Oh, he just gave it right back, just like it looks like, what do they say, turnabout is fair play?
Yeah.
Justin's going to get his shot at an easy one. Justin.
Almost hung up another one.
Well, so Justin lost the game he was supposed to win, but he won the game he was supposed to lose.
So it evened out.
Yeah. So we're 7-3 with runouts in the lead. Runouts need 3 more games to finish up. So it's a little bit of an uphill battle for the Centennials, I think. But it looks like their strongest player, V, he's up now.
If he gets 2 games here, then we can have a 7-5 match.
Yeah.
And who's the other team bringing up?
I don't know.
So is it strictly a 3-man team, or is it more, and you can rotate players in and out?
Their teams are comprised of 5 players in total. But you only 3 of your team players are going to play in a given night. So that means 2 are sitting it out in whatever night.
So you can't rotate them in and out?
No. And through the season, they've got to just figure out a rotation that's, equitable, and of course that'll get them to playoff position or whatever. But in the other divisions, it's a little bit different. Being handicapped, and that everybody carries a rating that applies towards an adjustment in score, they can sometimes have if they're short a player, they can have somebody else come in and fill the spot of somebody else. But we just can't, in this division, we don't allow stuff like that. We're pretty strict about this one. Except for the jump cue thing.
Okay.
So V's opponent is Bob, and Bob's been playing pretty good so far. See Brad down there at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't Brad always seem like he should have been a trick shot shooter?
He spins the ball.
Yeah.
He does all that tricky stuff.
I don't know if I've seen anybody spin the ball as much as he does.
He can't really juice it up.
It's like he's trying to find that edge of the ball on every shot.
Yeah, he's like living on the edge, all right.
Yeah. Like, he's not looking to miss cue, but he wants to go as far as he can go without it.
He likes it.
It almost seems like that's the goal, not making the balls. Boy, and Brad doesn't look any different than he did 20 years ago.
Same.
Looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Must have a pretty healthy lifestyle away from the pool room.
He just hung up the 4-ball and actually messed up the 5-8, because 5-8 was lined up pretty good to the corner.
They just play position to get safe.
This is a hard shot to play safe with.
Yeah. That's pretty touchy, but he could fan it and try to stick him behind the 7.
Well, the way he's queuing up, he's going to put a little speed on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he's trying to
was-
use
that
the
was-
8.
Yeah, I figured he might use that, but that was really tricky. That was too hard.
You know what, in hindsight, maybe we should have got 2 trophies. One to give him and this one out there, because I wonder how difficult it's going to be to get it back for next season. We're learning.
Well, he just got the ball pretty straight here.
You know what, I think he can load it up with enough soft right to get to the rail. Oh, he's going backwards.
Yeah, but not getting it that straight, it was a lot of options to get on the non-ball
I thought he might have been able to cheat the pocket with enough soft right, just middle, and
come
just
out to
just to,
forward.
just to come to the rail in front of
Yeah.
him and spin up. Well, he got out of it. Nicely done. Nicely done. Centennials are working their way back. 7-4, runouts lead.
Tell us again how the wild card was selected.
Well, this particular division, we used a unique selection method of numbering 4 tennis balls, marking on them number 1 through 4 as 4 teams were eligible for the wild card, and having an assistant, which was Scott's dog Wrigley. We went ahead and threw those balls out in the yard and had Wrigley chase him down. Whichever ball that Wrigley put in his mouth first, that's your wild card.
You can't get no fairer than that.
Yeah, we filmed that, and that's on Facebook at the moment. But of course, being pool players and trying to find the move and everything, they said somebody rubbed peanut butter on that one, or that had a little oomph in it. That was entertaining.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that the cue ball had all the speed left on it.
Yeah, it was doing all the dancing, not the other ones. And then we tried to do the same thing for the wild card in the other division, but just the logistics were a bit of an issue. We could only do it during the daytime, and we needed a cameraman assistant, and so that one ended up getting selected via the pill bottle.
Okay.
But we want to keep coming up with unique little, we're trying to make a bit of a signature for our league and make it entertaining for everybody, not just those that make it to playoffs or whatever. I think we were talking about it earlier. There's some strategy in not only selecting which of your players are going to play a given match, but the position in which you put them on the score sheet. Because the home team, they'll have a rotation that stays consistent through the match. Player 1 will play, player 2, player 3, and then the next round, the same rotation. But for the visiting team, that is not the case. In fact, the first player on the visiting team ends up being the last player, if I'm not mistaken, in the entire match. So there's kind of like a wide gap. They get a big rest period. And there might be certain points during the match that are, considered more critical points. And wouldn't you want maybe your anchor player to kind of be playing at that time, or do you want your anchor player to be the closer of the night, or there's some strategy in there to think about.
Yeah.
See, like V here, being the strongest player on the Centennials team, I think he played first. And if he played first, that means that was only 2 games. Well, this is 9 games later. He's up playing again. A lot could have happened. Their team, in fact, could have lost the entire night without him making another appearance.
Yeah.
Right? And I think actually that he might have lost those first 2 games, didn't he? I think he might have. So they might have neutralized him early, winning those 2 games, and then he wasn't coming back for 9 more games. We feel like as we get things to grow here, those details are going to become a little more important. And plus, the most of the folks, they're not just good players from the area, but they're folks that are sports fans or fans of other sports, and they get into these fantasy footballs and stuff like that, and so they're all into some of the detailed elements beyond the actual playing of the game, That's a good shot. That's pretty good, because I think he cut off both the one-rail kicks.
Actually, though, he
There's
had a
no
better
two-rail
play. He
kick
could
either.
have banked it towards the 10 ball and took the cue ball to the short rail to get behind the 4 ball. That takes away all the kicks on the 1 ball, and then he set it up on the 110 combo.
Yeah, not bad. See, there's a whole nother level to see it at. I think he's close enough to the 8 where he doesn't have the 1 rail down there by the 5. He's looking at the 2 rail around the 2. But that 1 ball, that is in a big ball position, but it's just whether or not he can get on that line.
Yeah, and it's off the rail enough where it makes it a little bigger to hit.
Yeah.
But you're right, it looks like it's going to have to go 2 rail.
And that's a tough 2 rail
That's a
angle.
tough rail, especially if you wind up where you have to use reverse English on it, then that shot becomes like just
Oh, if you're
somewhat of
using
a-
low to shorten it up or
well,
anything?
or left.
Uh-huh,
Then
uh-huh.
you're just hoping and praying, you know. 'cause-
Yeah, you're guessing.
Yeah.
He might be able to hit it this way he's looking at. Just a soft, but all you can do is shoot it soft and just try to bump it.
Well, you can also hit the rail and jump over the 8 ball.
Oh, he made a real good hit on that. That's a really good hit he
I
made on
didn't see
that.
how he did it, but did he jump the ball over?
No, it didn't jump. It just it came straight into it.
That's kind of that jump, hit the rail, jump over. That's kind of a last resort type deal.
There's a shot on YouTube of Alain Martel from Canada. He was playing Jeremy Jones, and Jeremy locked him down on a real
I
strong
saw that
safety, and then
shot.
he hit that shot that you're talking about, and caught that first ball just right. That he hits it and comes back.
And made a combination.
Yeah, which I mean the shot's there, of course, but you know, I mean one thing to be able to see that the
First
shot's
thing you
there.
gotta do is see it.
Yeah, you see the shot's there, but executing that shot, I mean,
yeah.
the percentage is so ridiculously low.
I didn't see the rest of that particular game. Did he win it?
I don't know. I don't
hope he
know.
did.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But that, you know what? That's one of the most impressive highlights that I've seen.
I love that shot. When I saw it, I said, "Man, what a shot!" And to call it.
Yeah, was he? Well, they were
Yeah.
playing 10 ball, right? So
Yeah,
had to
he
call
called
it.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic.
And you can see and tell that he called it because as soon as he hit it,
Well, the way he hit it perfect.
and his body reaction when he hit it, like he was waiting for that combination
Yeah.
to come back.
I mean, what kind of pool are you playing that you even really see it? I mean, after you see it, it's obvious that it was there, right? But
Even after I saw that.
yeah, but until you see it, it's like, yeah. Even when I was in my teens and goofing around on the table as a kid, right? Just to see what can happen. You learn a lot of that stuff, right? But
Yeah, but do you do it in the game? Do you see it in the game?
well, and especially at a professional level, usually that kind of stuff, it's not even part of your repertoire anymore. You know, it never happens. I'm not sure. I think he's looking to get a kind of curve around the 8. He's going to need to load it up with a bunch of left, curve a little bit.
That's a tough one.
I don't know about that. Well, he hit it. He hit
The
it.
8 moved.
Oh, the 8 moved? Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking at the monitor and I just saw the 3
Yeah,
move.
he barely grazed the 8 ball.
You know, for as good of a pool player as V right here is, he sure plays a lot of golf. He's golfing like 3-4 times a week.
Is that right?
Yeah. You'd figure that he was playing pool 3 or 4 times a week. No, he's playing golf. He might be playing pool a couple times a week, but it's mostly golf.
2 rails back. Little weak.
And he's originally a player from the Bay Area. I think he used to play out of Family Billiards in San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken. And maybe traveled a little bit to go out to Hard Times in Sacramento for some tournaments here and there.
Yeah.
He's familiar and knows people from the area like Amar Kang, his cousin Tony. So he was kind of, I think his game developed during their development. They were
Yeah.
a bit of contemporaries. But those guys continued on to do nothing but play. Where V's a business owner and his family owns I think his family owns a restaurant, a Vietnamese restaurant on Eagle Rock, and V himself owns a nail salon that's just adjacent to it. And people don't believe me when I tell them. I said, I've got some lady friends that all want to go get their nails done. I said, go to V. They said, who? I said, V. Go to V Vu's place. They said he does nails. Oh, well, he doesn't personally, but he owns the shop. They go, V Vu? I said, yeah, go to V. That's gonna work out.
Right, I'm seeing quite a bit of it. So.
I think he's just gonna lay up and play safe here.
2 rails with the cue ball, get
Yeah.
behind the 10.
That's smart shot. Well played.
Absolutely perfect. I don't like the jump shot here.
Well, I don't know that he knows how to do that. Remember, you got to look over at his equipment, see if he has one. Jump cue. Oh, so he went to that rail with a bunch of low
He
ride.
tried to reverse it back,
Maybe he was thinking if he caught it just right, he could make it up in that corner.
Yeah, well, he did call that corner.
That was surprising. It was actually surprising how far away
He was
put
too
the
far
eight
away
ball.
from it. He should have been no more than a foot from it.
That looks like he's got to go short side of the
Yeah, he's
nine.
going to get on the other side of the 9.
Oh, he might have found the pocket there. Yep, he did. He found the pocket. All right, so V's going to get ball in hand with 2 left. His chances are real good of getting his team a little further advanced on the board. But after this rack, we're going to have a player change.
This particular shot, I like playing it to the corner where he's standing at and just drawing it a bit gently. I've seen that shot go bad going forward like that so many times.
All right, good shot. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about shooting that shot with follow is just that you're going to have to hit it kind of softly. And if it rolls just a tickle offline, I'd rather give it that little stroke to put it in the hole.
Yeah.
You know, make sure it's going in the hole.
Right, yeah.
All right, so we got a player change. Looks like Rafael's back up. And his opponent, I believe, is Justin. This is Justin Yao. And the score right now is 7 games or 7 points for the runouts and 5 for the Centennials. First team to 10 points is the winner. I want to take this opportunity to thank you, Frank, for coming out to support us and
Oh, it's
with
my
the
pleasure,
commentary.
my pleasure.
You've been a great supporter of all my projects over the years. I certainly appreciate it.
Hey, well, that's what friends are for.
30 years.
Well, you were just a kid.
Man, you know what? I feel like a kid still. And you know what's funny is this whole pool thing. Man, you know, you meet people however long ago. You're going to keep seeing these people for years and years and years and years and years. The first road trip I ever took up to San Francisco, I thought there was no chance I'm going to run into anybody I know. Well, of course, the first pool room I go to, I knew like 3 people there.
That's the way it is.
You know, and I was,
We're all family.
I don't know, I must have been about 20, well, I was probably about 23 or something by then. So I had been around the scene for kind of a while, so I got around. But even my first trip out to Georgia, I go to play in a tournament out in Marietta, Georgia, at Johnny Archer's room, before Johnny owned it. And yep, I run into like 2 people there that I knew. I go, you can't escape. There's no hiding.
My wife was surprised. We took a trip one time to visit my daughter, and we wound up in Maryland there, and we said, well, let's go to a bar, have a couple of drinks and relax, you know. And a couple of people come over to me and
Frank the barber.
My wife was all surprised, like, we can't be over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got around. I remember, didn't you? At one time, you were heading up to Alaska, weren't you?
Yeah, I played
That's
up
pretty.
there, yeah.
That's a pretty long way to go for some pool action.
Yeah. One thing I found out about Alaska, anybody that comes into town is going to get played with, because it don't matter, because they just want any kind of action.
Yeah, they got nothing to do.
Yeah, any kind of action. And of course, back at that time, there was that pipeline going, you know, and everybody was making some money, so...
Yeah, but nothing to spend it on.
Yeah, so they were willing to back whoever.
It was a good spot to be in.
Yeah.
See, I always figured that the good spots to be in were the bars around military bases, right? Because a lot of the GIs, well, all their expenses are taken care of. You know, they get paid a little bit, but what do they do with their money? They just go.
Well, you know, I spent a lot of time in Alameda, California.
Okay.
And that's they got the naval base right
There you go.
The Enterprise. And when the Enterprise came in, there was every single bar had action in it. Every single bar. And these guys said they don't care. They have no money. I mean, they have no place to spend the money. So
Yeah. And
it's in
the
bar.
general skill level is pretty low.
Yeah. It was like stealing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Alameda, I think at one time was known to have more bars than any other, you know, per capita. There was a lot of bars. And I could see why, because when one of the big ships came in,
Yeah.
every place there was something going on. So I lived in Alameda for a couple of years. I shot too much spin.
Yeah.
A little overpowering.
The stroke looked okay, but he didn't need all that right.
Yeah. Of course, he cut a 10 ball in tougher than this a little while ago.
That ball was frozen though, that one that he had cut in. So, you know, he caught it a little bit rail first and threw it in, or kicked it in. Now, how's he supposed to get on this 8 ball?
I don't know, if it's straight in, you better play the 8 ball the other quarter.
Yeah, but that's going to require him to just kind of float down there and hold his ball. I haven't seen him hit any stroke like that yet. He looks like he's gonna pound it.
I think he tried to stop it. I don't think he tried to draw it, but it looks like he might be straight into the corner.
Yeah.
If that's the case, it's just a little jab stop.
Yeah.
And keep the cue ball on the rail.
Well, these are always a little tricky to make, because once you got a jacked up like that, it means you're looking straight down. You can't see the pocket.
Yeah,
You know?
and you know what? As you get older, that shot gets tougher too. He's cutting it.
Yeah, he
shot.
made that.
Nice
That was a
shot.
nice shot there. Woo. That was a nice shot there.
I think he needed that win because they were starting to bleed a lot.
There we go. Runouts have 8 points, and the Centennials 5. Now Justin and Raphael will play another game. They're going to play a game of 10 ball now.
So this could, if he wins it, then they only need one more game, right?
Right. If Raphael wins this next game, they're on the hill.
And the other team that I like to call the wild card team, they're hanging in there good though.
They're putting up a fight, but
No, I mean it's obvious that the other team is a little bit more. What's the word here?
maybe seasoned, huh?
Yeah.
Also, the team that's doing better is a little more mature team.
Yeah,
They've been around the block a little bit.
I think that's the right word.
Because it is. I mean, it's great playing pool when you're real young, but boy, it's not until you get a little bit older and get some wisdom and experience under your belt that your game can really come together. Because you're early on just full of piss and vinegar and want to shoot at everything.
Yeah,
Right?
because you're fascinated. You're fascinated with the ball throwing. You're fascinated with drawing the cue ball and
Yeah.
spinning it here, spinning it there.
Yeah. I used to get, plenty of students that come into the place and come in for a training session with me. They can draw their ball full length of the table, zipping it around this and that. But you ask them to slow roll it one rail, and they can't do that at all.
Because that's not fascinating.
Yeah, because they didn't spend any time trying to learn how to do that. Yeah, but that's gonna win you games.
That's what's the game.
So like in the stroke range, of potential, they're quite limited. They only, if let's say if there's a range of 0 to 100, well they're doing real well in the 20 to 30 neighborhood, but they don't have any of the rest, Especially, and I notice what's missing the most out of newer players as they learn is the ability to spin that cue ball at tremendous spin rates, but soft forward speed.
That's something that you have to really work hard and actually, I'll tell you the truth is that you have to watch people do that.
So you got to be around good players, basically.
Yeah, so that you can see what the shot is capable of becoming.
Yeah.
Because if you don't see it, then you'll never know that how to strike the ball softly and put a tremendous amount of spin.
Yeah. And I feel lucky. I guess just the area that I grew up in, the players that I got to watch. I mean, I've spent most of the time that I was really developing my game around good players, and then having the luxury to be around Efren a lot and watch how he's spinning everything super soft, I don't see a whole lot that he can really get done here. Just looks like he's supposed to duck.
He's going to run into balls here. The ball's makeable. If he can get away from hitting a 7-ball, he might be able to get a shot.
Or maybe he plays to go ahead and bump into the 7, but into the side of it so that the cue ball can cruise down afterwards.
Go to his left, yeah.
Yeah. Because if you can't avoid it, well, use it. It just doesn't look like a rack that's going to be completed too quickly.
No. So one puck shot, and it's a funnel if you can hit it decent.
Oh, just bank it straight back.
Yeah.
Well, that funnel almost sucked the cue ball in.
I guess it wasn't such a big a funnel.
Down at the other end, it looks like we got Al Garcia and Chris Santana playing one another in that third place match. Al's over there trying to sneak up on somebody.
Yeah, I can feel how it would be discouraging to win the league and then get knocked out in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean,
But it happens.
After that match, I myself forgot that they're going to play back in the third place match. So they still have a chance to, get something out of it. That if they get third place, they get some prize money. Yeah. Obviously not what they were striving to do, but, some consolation. But I'd kind of initially forgotten, just got the feeling that they were just done. I felt terrible.
I think the heartbreaker was that they were well ahead in that match, and then they lost.
But that's just something to learn from, and if you get out and compete, those kind of things are going to happen, and just learn from it. I don't really know what they could have done differently. But
No.
maybe they'll get a chance as a team they'll review maybe these videos when we post them up on YouTube and such, and they can probably figure out exactly what happened.
Yeah, they're going to be chasing this 2 ball for a while, especially where that 3 is, because
Right.
wherever you get on the 2, you're going to have to do something to try to
Right.
get on the 3, maybe just to play a safety or to open them up.
I almost don't think there's any benefit to making this 2
No,
ball.
it's not. No.
I'd rather lay down a nice safety on the 2 that's going to force my opponent to open up those other balls.
Yeah. If you were going to play safeties on it, you'd have to put the 2 ball in position so that you can hook them, and then if you get a shot on the 2, you could do something with the breakout. Because making that 2 ball almost says that you're probably the underdog.
Yeah. Yeah. See, nothing good came out of making that 2 ball at all. You could hear Chris in the background slapping his hand on his leg. He's quite an animated player.
Talk about animation. Did you see that little cartoon or something somebody put up, and they said it looks like Chris? It was a tall guy just moving weight in his arm. It didn't look like him.
I haven't seen that yet.
Ask him about it. And he himself said, "Hey, I guess it does look like me."
Well, he's got that kind of signature look with those wraparound glasses he wears, and, you know. Justin called the 9 ball. That's probably not going to do a whole lot for him either. Just to get him to the next shot to play it safe.
Get on the other side of the 6 with the cue ball. Just slide off the 3 and get on the other side of the 6.
Well, that'll work, but he just tied up the 6, and then that 5 and 7 are tied up. This game's not ending anytime soon.
No. I'm kicking at this ball. If I was kicking here, I gotta be real careful not to move the 6. Even if I have to go a tougher way to hit it.
You could theoretically kick this in such a way that the 3 goes into the 6-8 and the cue ball goes into the 5-7 and open the whole damn thing up.
Yeah.
He just called the 10 ball, just in case. Oh, they're just gonna whittle this rack down. If he makes the 3 and the 4, it's just gonna.
The 5 is also tied up.
So it's just chiseling away at it. I mean, sometimes games go like this. You got to get into the little grind of it.
Well,
Okay, well, he opened that thing up.
yeah, and now there's an angle on the 5 to open up the 6. If he can play this 4 and get that angle on the 5,
Yeah.
it looks like if he can just roll the ball, he'll be in that.
I think the 7's a little bit in the way
No, the
of
7's not
making
in the
it
way.
easy.
No, because you can come at the 6 2 rails.
Okay, well, he didn't make the ball.
He was
Yeah,
hanging.
if you draw it 2 rails out of the corner. Yeah.
He might consider positioning to do something with the 10 ball. Maybe
Just run into it.
no,
Make the 4 and run into it, or you're
No.
talking about something else?
play
A 5
shape
10?
on the 5 to make the 10 like a bank shot. Bank the 10 with the 5.
I mean, with the position of the 6, I can see why you might go ahead and do that.
Yeah, that's why you would do it.
But I think it's pretty difficult to get the cue ball on for that because you got to actually get in a nice straight line, the 10-5 cue ball. Well, I guess it doesn't cost you anything to try to get there.
No, it's a thin hit on the 4 ball with maybe just a teeny bit of left.
And if he doesn't get on it, well, you just play safe anyway. Well, he bumped
See,
into
this
that.
is no good with the 6s there.
Right, right. You know, did you see that shot that Carlo Biado hit over? It might have been in the Swanee. I think it was Swanee a year ago or 2 years ago that he won or something. But he had a shot like this that he hit with a pretty good inside. Went to that rail there. The inside didn't take. It comes and hits this rail, and then spun 3 rails out to get short side shape on that 6.
I saw that shot. I remember that shot. It was quite a shot.
That's another one of the best shots that I've ever seen. And I mean, I played a little bit of 3-cushion billiards, and I know that shot. But man, that's got to be just like,
but
it's got to be on. You know.
My take on that shot, I don't know if it would be your take too. Yeah, and he got the shot on the 6. Is that this is my take, and I may be way off base on this here, but he attempted that shot because I'm pretty sure that they were chopping already.
Oh, okay. So he's playing a little loose.
Yes.
And just for show.
Yes.
For show. Well, it was a hell of a show.
It was impressive.
It was a hell of a show.
If you remember that there were 2 Filipinos playing, good buddies, and it was.
Who was he? Was he playing Dennis or something like that?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so it was.
That could be. That very well could be. But you know what? Even if that's the case,
well, sure, no, it was an impressive shot. It was well hit. I mean, it's
worth it for that shot. To me, anyway.
The kind of shot that you would see in a billiard game, playing billiards.
Yeah, that was a billiard shot.
Yeah,
that's a 4-rail billiard shot, you know. And then, so I've never seen anybody play that type of shot, pool playing, but then the layout, the way the balls were sitting, is that it wasn't laying in an on position, in my opinion. He had to make something.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah,
I mean,
sure.
he had to tickle that ball. I mean, almost. Actually, the shot that I'm talking about that was here is more on for that than what he did, and he did it. Wow, that was pretty cool. All right, so Rafael picks
we're down
another
to
one
potentially
up.
one more game.
Yeah, they're on the hill, and looks like V is back up to try to keep him in the game. We've seen some strange things happen, you know, come playoffs, and you never know. I wouldn't count anybody out until it's over. But a 4-game lead is nice. A little friendly fist bump between Timmy and V. I really like that cue that V's got there. That's a Leon Sly. That's a cue maker that the last 3 or 4 cues that I've seen that he made, they're all real pretty and they hit nice and nice detail, you know. Pretty simple, but the details there that I'm looking for. Nice sharp points, even stuff, you know, and then decent hit. I'd never heard of this guy. I don't know what part of the country he's in, but a lot of his cues seem to be floating through this region. And they all hit real nice. Looks like he's gonna have to put a big stroke on this thing to get back here.
Jacked up.
All right, well, he did all that, but he jacked up a little too high because he got jump on
He
it.
got too much lift, yeah.
Yeah, so he wasted a lot of energy going up instead of,
Yeah, if you're
reverse
going to
spin.
do it with that much, you got to have a little crispier draw on it.
Yeah. But, obviously he hit the ball straight.
I don't make that shot anymore.
Well, you probably don't shoot it anymore.
That's why I don't make it.
I don't know, that might actually make you smart not to shoot it anymore. But it was sure fun while you were shooting it and making it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, when you get older, you see a lot of shots. All they are memories that you can do with it. Not anymore.
Don't know what he can do to get safe out of this. He's playing 9-ball, right? So he didn't have to call that, so that's all right. He might have called that anyway, because there probably wasn't much opportunity to get safe. You just go ahead and
He's
play
going
it.
forward. I think I like drawing on this one here.
Look, see, he's queuing up with like a middle to a high ball.
Well, you could hit the 5-ball on the wrong side and get hooked with it.
Well, he's gonna end up okay, I think, but he sure is close to it. Like that cue ball's close to the line between the 5 and the 4, so he almost put himself with an elevated bridge. Oh, looks like he does have an elevated bridge.
Yeah.
So he just made that 4-ball so much tougher than it was.
That's probably one of the best shots of the match.
Yeah, some nice ball pocketing there. Moved the cue ball pretty good. And that was a good choice rather than trying to follow, because if he was going to have to be elevated anyway, he might as well hit it low and go with it,
And to get the better shape.
That's a nice shot there. Well, if Tim gets these 3 balls in the hole, they are the champions for this season. 2 more to go. Now he got pretty straight on this ball
I
here.
got to play it in the side.
He got real straight on this. Yeah, I don't think he's got any choice but to play it
Yeah,
inside.
he's going inside here.
So he's going to have a tough shot on the 9.
Yeah, he needs to get pretty close to the corner pocket, just about 3 inches before the corner pocket to have the 9 straight.
Now, it is possible that you could just float this forward about 4 or 5 inches and just play it in the long corner, if you like that better than the side.
No, I don't. I'd rather shoot the side. He's going to punch it.
Yeah, and you know what? That was a costly mistake.
Yeah.
Costly.
You got to take a shot on the game-winning ball.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get an opportunity to shoot at it.
Even if it's tough, you got a chance to win.
Yeah. Oh, well, he overran that a little bit. Yeah, he overran that. It's still pretty good and makeable shot, but he overran it by quite a bit.
Yeah.
Look at this cue ball. Look at the cue ball.
It's going short.
All right.
But you know,
So they got another one on the board.
In the shot that Tim played, I can see him shooting that shot because he used to have a lot of skill, and that shot was like the shot that was in his arsenal. You know, that he tried to do to get the 9-ball to the same pocket where he was making the 8-ball.
Yeah, I mean that's a big spin shot. It's a
But
touchy stroke.
He years back, that shot was like 9 out of 10, good for him to make.
Yeah, so he sees that as a viable shot.
Yeah.
But we're talking that was 25 years ago.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that in his mind, he's still thinking, yeah.
You know what? And I don't think something like that would be, outside of his skill set. But how in tune is he at the moment?
Yeah. Well, I definitely would have played it for the side. Is the score correct? Is the score right?
Yeah, it is.
8-6,
No, that's 9. 9-6.
9-6.
I think that one ball in the middle on the red side's a little dark. It's supposed to be white. It's kind of
Okay.
gray. Is he gonna try to hold that ball for the 3?
Now he's going up and down.
He's killing. No, he's trying to hold it and kill it.
He did.
Now, there's Ronnie Rosas used to be able to hit a ball that was like in the middle of the short rail, just real close to the rail, and he might have up to, like, I'm not kidding, maybe a 60, 70 degree angle on that thing, and he could hit that ball in such a way that of course it would cut in the hole, but then the way it would come off the rail, dead flat, no side spin whatsoever, and it would kill. And I remember watching him hit a shot like this. I mean, several times I've seen him do it back in the late 80s. And, Ronnie, he had been away for quite a bit of time from pool. And then one day out at Hollywood Billiards, I guess he was starting to play again. I drew him in a match, and we played the match. And afterwards I said, you know what, Ron? I said, hey, when I was a kid, man, I was a big fan. Man. I mean, he was this California state champion, and when he played in the bigger national events, he did well here and there. Hell of a player. I said, I'm just real happy to see that you're back playing again. And after that little momentary conversation, all of a sudden I had a fan, and everywhere I went and played, there was Ron sitting inside watching. But I told him, I said, you could hit a shot, and the shot I just described to you. I said, I've never seen anybody hit the ball like that before. So he was teaching me how to hit that ball, and it's a really, he's got a very different approach to the game than most other people, so I could hit the shot, but certainly not as consistent as he could. But the main thing through talking to him about it is just to understand that there's and then the way that I look at the game, he sees it completely different, yet he still has a high skill set. And I go, wow, man, there's all kinds of ways you can play pool,
Yeah. He had a lot of real nice, tricky ways to get on balls. I like this game.
He can maneuver that cue ball just really interesting.
Oh, he's going right to the 8 ball.
Yeah, he's going to
Trouble.
get right up on it. Okay. I think he's supposed to go ahead and push this 8 to that rail, but send the cue ball down to the end rail, not the head rail. Oh, well, this works. That's a good shot. That's better than my shot.
Well, he gave up a shot to go for it, though.
Yeah, he did. He wanted it to get a little closer to both rails, but I kind of like that better than I was just thinking of laying it up by the chalk over there by the side pocket, the 8 ball, and putting the cue ball in the middle of the end rail. In not so bankable of a position.
Well, do you play safe or do you go for this? I don't see any good safe. Any good safe here. Any safe looks like you still sell out
Well,
something.
I think you're okay cutting at it, because if you
Yeah.
overcut it, you end up catching the rail, and it's going to go back to the middle of the end rail.
The only thing
It's
is that-
natural.
The only thing is, if you make it and you do what you want with the cue ball, which leave it at the end of the table, you're going to have a tough shot on the 9.
Right. Wide play to leave the cue ball, say, about the head string.
Yeah.
All right, he didn't want it.
Well, that's a good shot. Look, the angle's not good to get on the 9.
Yeah, here on this equipment, I like shooting at that 8. Now, if this were hard times on table number 6, I'd probably shoot what he just did.
Yeah.
Because over at hard times, if you hit it, I mean, the pockets are small, so your chance of making it's pretty low anyway. But they just seem to sit in front of the damn hole.
That's right.
Here it seems like even if you caught it goofy, maybe it wouldn't sit in front of the hole. That's a smart shot.
Well, this shot's more playable than the other one was. I don't think.
You know
this,
what? I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that because the other one, I feel like you got a thinner cut,
No,
and
this
the
one
cue
here,
ball
you
would
can
play
hit,
faster.
Yeah, you can hit this from pattern and get better shape.
This almost looks like what V had to shoot last time, just at the other side of the table.
On the other side of the table. Yeah. I guess he's gonna have to put some insight on it to come back towards the 9. Well, this could be it.
So, I mean, not the easiest of shape to get on the 9,
I would
but it's pretty
3
good.
rails back for the 9.
Oh, man,
Play it in the corner.
I like going 1 rail, like this. I like that. He overhit it or overspun it, but I like going that way.
I
1
think
rail.
I'd have played it in the corner and come back 3 rails for the 9.
That's a nice shot there. Okay, well this is near the rail. It's definitely a missable shot.
Yeah, I like a little bit of outside English on this.
This is for the match. And it looks like we got a new champion. The runouts are the Foothill BCA Heads Up Division
Quite a match.
Session 4 champions. Congratulations to the runouts. The second place team, the Centennials. Runouts captained by Tim Paget. The Centennials captained by Justin Yao. Congratulations to the both of you. We've got some prize money for both of you and a nice trophy for the runouts. The runouts, captained last season also by Tim, but slightly different roster. They made it to playoffs last season, came up short in a couple matches, so I'm sure he's going to be pretty excited about going all the way this time. Congratulations to you guys. We've got a match still in progress, which is a 3rd place match, a couple tables down. Let's see if we might be able to get a camera over there. Is that possible?
So are they still playing over at the other table?
They are still playing at the other table. We'll get some photographs in here with our second place team, Centennials, represented today by Captain Justin Yao, V. Vu, Miguel. I think his last name is Militello, I think. And then they've also got another teammate, Chris Joseph, who was here just a little bit earlier to support them from the sidelines. And boy, I can't recall who their last teammate is. But these are the Centennials in front of you. Nice cash prize for them. And they were the wild card team, so they end up getting 2nd place. That's not too bad. And then now we got our champions. Our champions represented by Captain Tim Paget, Rafael Bugatba, Raul Escobar, and Mike. Let's see who else is on the team. We got Bob Walton. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, they got one more teammate that's not here. Their other teammate, his name is Travis Tripp. And Travis, I believe, had only gotten 2 or 3 matches in during the season, so he wasn't eligible
he wasn't
to compete.
qualified.
Yeah. So I don't know if they intend to divvy up this prize money with him or not. That's completely at the captain's discretion.
That's up to them.
Yeah. Actually, they should probably come up with some sort of a little system that, if a player can only come out and play a few times or whatever it is, okay, well, maybe you get 5%, a little token amount if we
Some
do
kind
well.
of formula to show
Yeah.
how much. Yeah.
Yeah, because certainly a team that gets this far and gets into the money
Well, they
rounds
didn't do
here,
it by themselves. Yeah.
yeah, and then but a team that makes it this far and gets in the money rounds and gets cash, well, essentially they're at minimum they're getting all the cash back that they put into it over the season, so they got to play for free, all season. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Well, anytime that I've taken the team somewhere and we have extra players, just in case somebody gets sick or something and they can't make it, And even if that player doesn't win or doesn't play any games, we've always given him the equal cut that everybody else gets.
Yeah.
Dude, you went 6-0, man.
And then down there, a couple tables down, we've got Rafael. Congrats. Thank you. So Tim, we need to get that back, but not till the end of next season. Congratulations,
Alrighty,
glad you got
guys,
it
good.
done. So down there, we've got Alex Marxian shooting for the Railbirds. Bonnie Luong in the background. I don't know what the score is over there, though.
Bring it back to the internet season.
We probably need it in time to engrave the
Maybe like
couple weeks before.
10th or 12th week. We can do the engraving and everything.
Mid-May.
Yeah, a lot of people like putting the big 220s back. Duels and Drinko duels from names here.
So I think actually it's kind of hard to tell what's going on all the way down there. So we can probably end up cutting, I think, our commentary for the rest of the evening.
Packing it in.
Packing it in. We'll let the camera run live on that match, but from our position here, it's a little too difficult to see what's going on the table and the.
Well, Corey, it was a pleasure. It was interesting. Makes me want to join your league.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Yeah, and that's one thing too. We're not. I don't care in the least how good somebody plays or thinks they play. Come on down. If Efren decides he wants to move out here and play every week in this division, he's got it. And everybody's playing dead even, but he's only playing 6 games a night.
That's it.
But so we really don't. There's no discrimination on how somebody plays whatsoever. Because in fact, we want the strongest players. Period. Most of the times, the super strong players tend to shy away from league. They don't want the commitment or whatever. And actually, some of these players felt that way at the beginning. But once they kind of get the vibe and get out there and start mixing it up, their
It's
opinion
fun.
changes
It's
a little
enjoyable,
bit.
And, and not only for the pool playing part, but you have your teammates that you get together with and you socialize. Have
Sure.
a good time.
Sure. It's funny how many of these people in this division, they play action matches against one another all the time, teammate or not. But it's good. It's
Yeah,
as
sure.
long as they're keeping it not too serious or that anybody's going to get hurt, but it's good for their game, good to stay sharp.
Well, yeah, it's a good way to test yourself, and it makes you apply yourself. It makes you really, want to do what you're trying to do. You got to concentrate. You got to aim. But if you're just socializing and just banging balls around, well, sometimes that's not the best thing for your game.
Yeah. All right, Frankie. Well, Frank the Barber
Okay.
Almanza from
Yeah.
Upland, California. Thank you very much for coming
It was
out.
enjoyable. I appreciate it that you asked me to come in and
Hopefully,
sit
if
with you.
schedules work out, and try to get you out here again.
Okay.
I believe the next one we'll be doing out of the Cue Ball in Alhambra in mid-June.
Oh, okay.
Or I'm sorry, maybe the first week or so of June.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get that worked out. We had to test their internet connection and all that kind of stuff to see whether or not we can get the live stream going, and it seemed like it worked out okay. All All right, Frank. Well, thanks for coming out.
Okay, Corey.
Congratulations for the runouts and felt fish. All right, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
Does the 10% go to the house?
We need to give away some prizes.
Yeah, that's what Tim was trying to.
Corey. You want me to continue this file, or you want me to start a new recording to finish these guys off?
Start a new recording. Right then, the last one is the end of the commentary, right?